Hey Ratbags, the HOMESTRETCH update is now live on Steam and it should be going live for Xbox in the next 24 hours or so. There was a problem and they basically couldn't release it on Xbox on the PTB. So if you look on the Xbox Insider program, it won't be there, but look out for announcements and I'm sure Obsidian will let you know on Discord and Twitter when it goes live, or check tomorrow night. So I'm going to go through pretty much most of the new stuff for you guys as it is now, but a lot of it does need work. I streamed for 8.5 hours yesterday and a bunch of it just waiting for it to arrive because it was so late. I stayed up till 4:30 this morning making this video, so do leave a like. Really would appreciate it. Anyhow, let's go through the stuff. So yes, you can see before you, this is the brand new oven. It's going to be unlocked a bit earlier and I will have more detailed guides, but just give you the overview. And it means that you can now cook meals. You won't cook meals anymore in the other oven. That one is exclusively for upgrade items. This one is exclusively for meals. And there are two new recipes. We've got a tier 3 Tad Polaka pudding, which is going to give you veteran diver and swim speed. And then we've got a tier 1 spaghetti flea, which is going to give you junior diver. So effectively more ways to get around the water. Big changes with the armor grade system. They've taken away all quartz. Quartz is no longer in the game. It's a bit of a weird one, but they've basically switched quartz and stuff for basically other rocks, different types of rocks now. In fact, it's not just quartz they've removed leather scraps and leather plates as well. Effectively, in the early stages of the game, you're going to find these rocks, a bit like milk molars, so there'll be a limited amount available. For armour, you're going to need something called fashion nuggets, cool fashion nuggets and rad fashion nuggets if you want to go ahead and upgrade your armours through 1 to 9. If you want to upgrade your weapons, you're going to be looking for tough nuggets, and that will get you upgrades 1 through 5. And then after that, it's going to be the same system with globs and jewels to upgrade your weapons. But they are required out of cool tough nuggets and rad tough nuggets. I was pretty tired, and trying to understand this new system they've put in felt like it was a bit overkill. It's a bit of a weird switch from upgrading with all the other parts that we had, quartzite, to now having this. The point is that at some point when you do get the oven and you unlock the recipes to craft some of these tier 3 sort of nuggets, you will be able to then go ahead and make as much as you want as long as you've got the right materials. Effectively, the game is gating how much you can upgrade in the early stages until you get all the necessary materials and you've gone around and got all these rocks. And then once you've got the right recipe and the brand new oven on its own, then you'll be able to go ahead and get more upgrades to upgrade your weapons and your armors to what they maybe used to be. There is a caveat with this. On the patch notes, it does say that some stuff won't be able to be upgraded until the 1.0 update. So you won't be able to use any of the highest ones, which are pretty much rad fashion nuggets or rad tough nuggets, until 1.0. It definitely needs better explanation in another video, which I will do, but I just want to break through everything fairly new for you today. The plus side, this system is meant to be, I think, a little bit easier, so you're not spending as much time gathering 5 different resources to upgrade your tools and weapons and having this huge stupid amounts to do so. They've standardized everything a little bit more, so it only goes up in amounts of 2 or 1 to upgrade instead of having to need 64 quartz. The most you might need will be 10 of these types of rocks. But it's a big departure and it really has a few questions that need to be answered, but I want to give it a try and do it when I'm not so knackered. Gnats are now tameable. You can make the brand new meat slurry inside a mixer and then drop it on the floor and they should go and have a munch on it. But again, just like the other pets, you've got to leave them alone for a little while before they maybe start interacting, and I may need to eat quite a few of them before they'll be ready to tame. Once tamed, they will be able to put armor on them just like you do with the other pets, the little mini costumes, and I think they can carry food for you in their mouth. That's pretty much what they do at the moment. Unless I missed it, it doesn't look like there's any actual bonus at the moment like the other 2 pets give you, so I'm sure that will be something they do in the future. Pets have been buffed across the board. They've got like 200% more health and they're not going to be unhappy with you anymore and go away. They've given the glue station a bit of a revamp, although the art's not adjusted yet. It looks quite nice. It looks like a potato masher. I quite like the design of this. I think it looks pretty. I actually prefer this to the actual brand new oven. I just like the look of this more, whereas the other one kind of just feels a bit too much kind of, I guess, clay and stuff. But I like the look of this one. So that's how you're going to make glue, and nothing really changes. There's a bunch of changes in the laboratories. A lot more of the whiteboards now have stuff on them. And Burgle now moves around. He'll mooch around the laboratory, moving about and doing stuff. And yeah, you can still talk to him. It's worth pointing out as well that the oven to cook recipes, food recipes, will now be unlocked as soon as you unlock the ASL station. So it means that you can now start crafting the food recipes almost straight away once you craft the actual brand new oven. You don't have to wait until you cleared the Haze laboratory. You'll also see the other recipes that we'll earn through playing the story, I'm guessing by completing some of the laboratories. I've got the cool tough nuggets here and the cool fashion nuggets, and you can see they're made out of, at the moment, spider pincers and fangs and bug rubber. So that may change in the future. It is a bit off-putting that we're transforming bug parts into hard nuggets, but we'll let it slide for now. In the upper yard, there is now going to be a berry bush, and it looks like, yes, you'll be able to get blueberries from these smaller berry bushes. There's a couple of them here. Brand new purple plants as well. In fact, there's a whole bunch of brand new plants here. Obviously, I haven't tested yet whether or not I'll be able to harvest them, but they're certainly making this place look much more interesting and varied. There's a mixture of sand as sort of boggy water here as well, which makes me feel like maybe we could see some rogue antlions maybe appearing. Not confirmed yet, but it does feel like there's quite a lot of this in this area. And yeah, there's a wooden fence post now as well, separating a small area, and we've got lichen as well on this rock. Again, lots of new plants. Obviously, none of this is going to be implemented really until 1.0. You shouldn't really be worrying about exploring up here because there's not really much resources or any bugs or anything. But yeah, it certainly tells us that 1.0 is going to be great with all these changes, that lots of new stuff is still going to be added to this area. Well, there was nothing new with the underwater laboratory. I scanned hard on stream, we went and checked out some of the usual spots, and didn't seem to be any big secrets or big reveals. There was a big new sign saying that there's scientists at work, so watch your step. And yeah, a huge amount of stuff that's gone on under the hood. Lots of changes, lots of fixes, lots of buffs as well. The patch notes are pretty expansive. I'm not going to do the patch notes in this video though. Probably going to wait actually until the 1.0 release because they'll probably be changed. The key notes you need to take away though from this update when it eventually arrives for everyone, if you're not inside the Xbox Insider program or part of the Steam beta, is they've done a lot with base defenses, so creatures aren't going to aggro or attack as much with larger creatures. They've added larvae to the mix for base defenses as well now, so you've got to be careful. You'll be able to summon them via the wafter too. Huge news for players that want to convert their older world to a custom world. You will now be able to do so. You can now convert any non-custom game into a custom game at any time while playing to be able to tune values on any game as you go. And that is definitely something that should have been added earlier, but I'm so glad it is now obviously here. A lot of the character animations have changed. They're a little bit more different, as well as weapon swings as well. And this effect on the spicy katana is absolutely amazing. And you can also set off burr bombs now by throwing your katana at them as well. So devs are keen to point out it's a smaller than expected update for most people, but it's really key that a lot of stuff under the hood has been changed, and they're obviously getting ready now for the 1.0 release, which of course is happening now on the 27th of September if somehow you'd missed that news or my earlier video. I don't want to go on too much about it, but these changes with these armors and weapon upgrades, it's definitely going to take a bit of time getting used to. It feels like, yeah, instead of now just getting lots of resources, you're going to be looking for these hero resources just like you do milk molars. And that's the way that you'll upgrade to a certain point. Then once you unlock more recipes and get the oven to craft them yourself, you'll then be able to use a lot of the bug parts you've accumulated or the glue that you've made into crafting your higher tier armor and weapons. And it does look like they're trying to gate a little bit more how you'll be able to access the top tier stuff until at least 1.0. I will be back over the weekend with more in-depth looks at stuff, and as soon as I've mapped out exactly where all of these brand new rocks and resources are and what it really means for you, I will let you guys know. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'm off to sleep now after a huge amount of time streaming and covering Grounded in the last 24 hours. Until next time, ratbags, laters.